Premier Eby has forcefully pushed back on a new pipeline as recently as last Thursday, the day a deal paving the way for one to BC's coast was signed by Alberta and Ottawa.
No proponent, no route, no money, no First Nation support.
He seemingly has softened his stance, telling CTV's Question Period in an interview that aired Sunday, although he maintains his opposition to lifting the tanker ban on the North Coast, a new pipeline, something that could hypothetically go to Vancouver like the existing Trans Mountain, wasn't off the table.
If we can agree that the oil tanker ban is going to stay in place, then let's have those conversations. I think that would make life a lot better and easier in British Columbia in terms of our relationship with coastal First Nations, and we definitely take down the temperature.
The opposition Conservatives predicted 10 days ago Eby would flip-flop on the pipeline.
Or save everybody a heck of a lot of time. Just admit that we need a northern pipeline, we need the tanker ban removed, and save the next 2 weeks of theater and just say he actually agrees with it.
While Eby maintains his opposition to the tanker ban and has not agreed to a pipeline, his position appears to have warmed, triggering an I told you so.
Here we are 10 days later, and all of a sudden he's starting to support the idea of a new pipeline.
Meanwhile, Alberta's Premier Smith continues her advocacy for the pipeline to go out of the North Coast, a route that would require an exemption to the tanker ban.
I think we need to have a bit more of an open mind about Port of Prince Rupert. If you look at where it is on the map, it's a deep water port.
The BC Greens say any pipeline is not okay with them and could put its agreement of support with the NDP in doubt if Eby's government ultimately supports one.
It's a bridge we'll have to cross when we get there, but it certainly puts a big hamper on carrying on with Carga.
That bridge to a new pipeline, perhaps in the Lower Mainland, suddenly seems more tolerable to the NDP than ever before.
And Rob joins us live from Victoria. Rob, there is a new poll out today about the impact of this pipeline memorandum of understanding on British Columbians and Albertans. So what does it say?
Well, Mijung, Angus Reid had a poll out today that looked at the impact on Mark Carney's support, and interestingly, his approval, the Prime Minister's approval, remains stable at 52% both in BC and nationally, and it got a bump of 3% up to 45% in Alberta. It gets a little more complicated under the surface, though, because then when they looked at voter intention, the Liberals' voter intention in BC has actually dropped by 5%, with those voters splitting both to the right and the left. So you can bet all these parties, whether it's nationally or here in BC, the NDP will be doing a fair bit of polling. A poll out last week from Angus Reid showed that a majority of British Columbians did support the idea or were open to the idea of a pipeline. Mijung.
Rob Buffum reporting live from the legislature.